Part 2 of our special right triangles deals with 30, 60, 90. Again, it's just one of those that's very commonly used, and there's lots of special relationships in there. So that's the second one that we're going to focus on. So the 30, 60, 90, the first thing that we want to identify is the difference between a short leg and a long leg. On the 45 that we just did, both the legs were exactly the same. So that was an easy calculation. On a 30-60, inside my 30 and my 60, opposite the 30 is the shorter leg, and opposite the 60 is the longer leg. Of course, the hypotenuse is still opposite the 90. It's going to be important that you identify and know which one of these legs you have. The relationship between them starts with the short leg opposite the 30, as that's going to be my x. Kind of consider that like the base number. The long leg is going to be x square root of 3. So the relationship between those is just taking x, whatever that number is, times the square root of 3. And the hypotenuse on a 30, 60, 90 is always 2 times as long as the short leg. So if we put our little formulas up here, our short leg is what we're going to start with as x. The longer leg is going to be x squared root of 3, and the hypotenuse is going to be twice as much, or 2 times x. So let's see how we can use that to help us find some of the missing sides. So you can see again, with Pythagorean theorem, as we learned in 1C, I knew 2 sides, and I was able to find the third side, whether that was a leg or hypotenuse. On these, because of our special formulas, we only need one side, and from that I can figure out what the other 2 are. So let's start with this one. I'm going to start out by writing down my little formulas here. If you need to, you can write short, long, hypotenuse. And again, sometimes these x's and y's in the problems are kind of confusing, but maybe you want to do this. This is my short, so that's my x. This is my long, so this is x square root of 3. Maybe just kind of ignore this and ignore this. And then using again this up here, this would be 2 times x. So on this problem, I know x, which is 5, the short leg. I know to find the long leg, I take x times the square root of 3. So there's my second answer. And to find the hypotenuse, I take 2 times x. X is 5, which gives me 10. Okay, so x is 5. Again, be careful on this x. X that I've written here is for the formulas, not for the answer here. So the long leg is going to be 5 square root 3, and the hypotenuse is going to be 10. Essentially, when I write these, I'm not paying attention to any of the x's or the y's on the problem. Okay, so however you can keep that straight in your mind, these over here do not refer to the x's and y's that are on the problem. I use this as kind of a just a concrete, this is the way it's always done, and manipulate those around. Let me show you some more. So x square root 3, and 2x. So when I look over on this problem, the one side that I'm given is this one here, which is the hypotenuse, which is considered 2x. So 2x equals 32. Again, don't worry about this or this. So if I work that out quick, x equals 16. Well, good. X is 16. X is 16, square root of 3, and I'm done. Okay, so now all you have to do is make sure you're getting the right answers in the right place. So the short leg right here is 16, and the long leg is 16 square root 3. Okay, those were the nice ones when they give you a number, a whole number for the short leg and a whole number for the hypotenuse. Let's do a couple of other ones. So I'm going to start out again, kind of writing out some people will write it over here. Some people actually write it right on the picture. So this one is actually, this is the x, this is the x square root 3, and this is the 2x. Okay, so short leg, long leg, hypotenuse. Okay, so which one of these do I have? Well, I have the x square root of 3. So this equals 9 square root of 3. I have that long leg. So if I solve this out, and this is like one of our examples in our mini lesson, if I have a number square root of 3 equal to x square root of 3, that number is what x is going to be. So in this case, the 3's cancel out there, and I have x equals 9. Hey, good. X equals 9. This one's going to be 2 times 9, which is 18. So this is the short leg. That was x. This is the hypotenuse, and that's what y was. My last example, again, if I post here, and really what this does is it kind of keeps all the formulas together, kind of straighten them out here a little bit. And really, how do I know which one to use first? Well, it depends on what side they give you. It's as simple as that. Whatever side they give you will determine which one of these you're going to fill in first. So in this case, opposite the 60 is the one I'm given. That's the long leg. I'm just going to input long here. Opposite the 30, this is 30, is the short. And this is the hypotenuse. So however you want to identify, there's by words, there's by ratios, there's by equations, whatever you want to do. So the one that I have is the long leg, so that means I have to start at this one. So I have this little equation that's going to equal 6. So x squared root of 3 equals 6 is my little equation. So I'm going to go over here and solve that thing, just like we did in our mini lesson. So I need this to be a 1, so I multiply by square root of 3 over 3. Those all cancel. So x equals 6 divided by 3 is 2 square root 3. 2 square root 3. This one needs to be 2 times that, 4 square root 3. So now if I'm going to fill in my answers, I have 3 of them, right? This is one side, the short leg, long leg, hypotenuse. So when I'm looking up here, my short leg is right here, that's y, that's going to be 2 square root of 3. X is my hypotenuse, I know my hypotenuse is 4 square root of 3. So those are a little bit more complicated, but if you need more explanation, please come and talk to me. Otherwise, just try and be as organized as possible, and you'll do just fine. So go ahead and do the practice for part 2 on 30, 60, 90s. And then there's one more page of practice where I mix them all together. So let me know if you need any help.